In the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. Here's the punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, on to get us started. And this one is underway here on EA Sports.
Ready. Striker, 3-3.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. And complete to Drake London. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Trouble, 38.
Now back to throw. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Ritter on target to Pitts for a Falcon first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The Falcons had a woeful 2-9 on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Okay,
so after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He'll drop to throw.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Here we go, set. Right, 97, right, right.
Back near his goal line. Here's Lance. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference. And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Now a play fake. Lance. His throw incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Play action. Now it's Lance. Touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And it's now a 7-2 ball game.
Makes the score Panthers 7, Falcons 2.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now a throw here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On play action, they'll throw. Got his man. It's London. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's one heck of a 3rd down conversion, a pickup of 39. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw here. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively. Or it could have gone for more.
They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Chambers. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game, because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. Touchdown, Falcons! A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons are able to move back in front. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 2. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone, as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
At their own 14-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, Lance. Going to throw right side here, complete.
Okay, ready?
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. They fake the handoff. Now Lance looking deep for Bennett. And incomplete on the deep ball. These two teams, they met in Charlotte earlier in the year, with the Panthers coming out on top. So a win here in Atlanta would give them the season sweep. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Off of play action, here's Lance. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Here's Lance. He finds his man, complete. That's Bennett. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Let's go now.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do. So I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
They'll set up to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Brandon Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon.
Black Ultra.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
At the Falcons' 46-yard line.
On the set. Red, cycle, check you.
Lance now on 1st down.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just 1 more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
To throw, it's Lance.
He finds his man, complete. That's Hughes. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down.
And they'll go for it. Lance.
He finds his man, complete. That's Bennett.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they wind up getting 13 there on 4th down. Here's Lance to throw it.
Looking left side, he's got a man. That's Hughes. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Throwing now is Lance.
Throw left side, complete. That's Hughes.
And the Panthers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. And Lance going to throw.
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A great play there. His second TD of the game and 16th on the season as they have taken the lead in the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good, and the lead is up to 5. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides. But sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. This one into the hands of Pitts. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 18 more yards there and another first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to them, and it's paying off.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Ready?
They'll look to throw here. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Here we go. Here we
An
go.
incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, and it's complete. Touchdown! A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is now 2. touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get into field goal range. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one.
Ready, break. Black shot. Ultra. Ready.
Throwing on first down is Lance. He finds his man, complete. It's Bennett. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Okay, break.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Lance now to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Lance. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works. Sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lance. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Textbook coverage right there. Put the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
That pass complete to Moore. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. Eddie Pinheiro on now. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will do it for this first half. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep it tight.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Falcons grab it. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want to fight. But somehow continue to cover the football. Oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose. Now a play fake here on first down. Open man downfield is Ridley. Touchdown, Falcons! Calvin Ridley, 42 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this third quarter. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a third quarter lead.
They were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Ritter will throw for it. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on the two-point try. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Play action, now it's Lance. He's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be out right at the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down. Lance looking to throw it. And caught by Trimble. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On play action, Lance. And incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Ready, set.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
6, 7. Ready.
Now Lance. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Lance now on first down. There's Trimble, the tight end. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hughes. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. On first down, Hughes. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. From 13 yards out. And the Panthers have yet again retaken the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
The Panther offense staying put. They'll go for 2. Lance going to try to throw for this. That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds over 29-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll drop to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready?
On play action, they'll throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Brandon Smith picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now back to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when you intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Lance now on first down. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 8.
Makes the score Panthers 30, Falcons 22.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout call. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Come on, stay.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Let's go.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, caught by London. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3. Now the Panthers 37-yard line.
Down. Ultra. Go ultra. Right, 60.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play. Back to throw again. And that'll be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but in 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Here we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So
and the most curious way there to burn some clock, that was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the play.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at the 31-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded at about the 28, and he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Meanwhile, Lance's throw here into the hands of Moore. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Lance going to throw. Again, he finds Moore. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Lance back to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore. 27 yards. And the Panthers are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Set, ready. Six, mega, check, smash. Ready?
That one looks like he'll throw here. Caught left side, Bennett. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Lance looking to throw. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Panthers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth-quarter advantage. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the fourth quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the first down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other. Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
On the ready.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Smash, red. Hey, cross field. Ready.
Off of play action, here's Lance. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Check you. Black shot. On the ball.
Now Lance. And that is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And Lance now to throw. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And they'll work this down inside the 30. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down.
Speedo blue.
And they'll go for it. Lance.
And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.